Welcome back to the audio bookshelf. We hope you enjoy the book, and please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons to get our latest content. Please enjoy. You Are a Tree, Plant Yourself. Presented by Theo E. David from the audio bookshelf. Chapter 1, The Seed of Potential. Every mighty tree begins as a seed. A seed contains all the potential necessary to grow into something extraordinary, but it cannot fulfill that potential until it is planted. You, too, carry immense potential within you, yet that potential will remain dormant until you decide to take root in something meaningful. The seed does not choose where it is planted. Sometimes, the soil is fertile and the conditions ideal. Other times, the environment may seem inhospitable, but the seed still tries. Your environment may not always seem perfect, but just as a seed stretches its roots to find water and nutrients, you have the power to adapt, grow, and find nourishment in unexpected places. Planting yourself means committing to your values, purpose, and growth, no matter the circumstances. It means acknowledging that growth takes time and effort, that patience and perseverance are as vital as sunlight and rain to a tree. Where will you plant yourself? What foundation will you choose to grow from? This is the first decision in a life of meaning and strength, to plant yourself intentionally, to set your roots in the soil of determination, and to reach for the sky no matter the challenges. Chapter 2, Rooted in Purpose. Roots are the unseen foundation of every tree. They stabilize it during storms, provide it with nutrients, and allow it to thrive even in the harshest conditions. Just as a tree cannot survive without strong roots, you cannot grow without a foundation of purpose. Your purpose is your why. Why do you wake up every morning? Why do you strive to improve yourself? Finding this purpose is like sending your roots deep into the earth, searching for the nourishment that will sustain you. Without it, you may be tossed around by every passing challenge or trend, unable to stand firm. To root yourself in purpose, begin by reflecting on your values and what truly matters to you. These values will guide your actions, decisions, and goals. It's not about perfection. Even the strongest tree bends and sways in the wind. It's about resilience. A purpose gives you the strength to keep going, even when things feel uncertain. Ask yourself, what gives me strength when life gets tough? What fuels my passion and inspires me to grow? When you find the answers, let them anchor you. Purpose will steady you through the storms of life, allowing you to remain rooted while still reaching for greater heights. Chapter 3, Growth Through Struggles. Growth is never easy. If you watch a tree sprouting through hard soil or clinging to the side of a rocky cliff, you'll see that struggle is part of the process. But it's precisely this struggle that makes the tree strong. The same is true for you. Adversity forces us to stretch, adapt, and grow in ways we never imagined. When you encounter obstacles, remember that each challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your resolve. The roots of a tree grow deepest in search of water during droughts, and its branches grow widest to seek sunlight in dense forests. Similarly, you grow when you push through difficulties to reach your goals. Instead of fearing struggle, embrace it. See it as the winds that test your branches, the rain that feeds your roots, and the soil that challenges you to dig deeper. Growth may be uncomfortable, but it is always worth it. With every obstacle you overcome, you become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of weathering the storms ahead. Chapter 4, Reaching for the Light. A tree does not grow in darkness. It stretches upward, always reaching for the light, even when the path is unclear. In the same way, you must set your sights on what uplifts and inspires you. The light represents your goals, your passions, and the vision of the person you want to become. It's easy to get distracted by the shadows, the fears, doubts, and negativity that creep into your mind. But just as a tree instinctively leans toward the sun, you must train yourself to focus on what truly matters. Surround yourself with people, environments, and habits that reflect the light you seek. These influences act as the sunlight that nurtures your growth. Avoid the toxic forces that stunt your potential, whether it's negativity, procrastination, or self-doubt. Every moment you spend in the light is a moment of growth and transformation. Remember, The light is not a destination, it's a guide. You may never fully reach it, but the act of reaching transforms you into something greater than you were before. Chapter 5: Weathering the Storms. Storms are inevitable, but they are not the end. Trees face hurricanes, lightning, and heavy winds, yet many of them survive and continue to grow. How do they do it? They bend without breaking, lean without falling, and rely on their roots to keep them grounded. You, too, will face storms, losses, failures, disappointments, but these are not reasons to give up. They are tests of your resilience. When the storm hits, don't resist it completely. Like a tree, bend when you must, and let the storm pass. Trust in your roots and the foundation you've built. Each storm leaves its mark. You may lose a branch or two along the way, but those scars are proof of your strength and survival. They show that you've endured, that you've weathered the storm and come out the other side stronger and wiser. Storms are also opportunities. They clear away the old to make space for new growth. After every storm, the tree doesn't shrink, it grows taller, stretches wider, and becomes even more beautiful. Chapter 6: The Seasons of Life. Just as trees experience seasons, so do we. There are times of blossoming, times of growth, times of shedding, and times of rest. Each season serves a purpose in the cycle of life. Spring is the season of new beginnings. It's when you take chances, start projects, and plant seeds for the future. This is a time of hope, creativity, and energy. Embrace it fully, for it is the foundation of everything to come. Summer is the season of hard work and flourishing. Your efforts bear fruit, and you see the results of your labor. But even in this season of abundance, you must remain vigilant. Growth requires care, attention, and a willingness to protect what you've built. Autumn is the season of reflection and release. Just as a tree sheds its leaves to prepare for the winter, you must let go of what no longer serves you. It might be old habits, toxic relationships, or even outdated dreams. This is not a loss, it's a preparation for the next phase of growth. Winter is the season of rest and resilience. It's a time to conserve your energy, reflect on your journey, and prepare for the spring to come. Even when everything seems still, growth is happening beneath the surface. Trust the process. Understanding and accepting the seasons of life will help you grow in harmony with the natural rhythm of the world around you. Each season has its purpose, and each one brings you closer to your full potential. Chapter 7: The Legacy of a Tree. A tree does not grow for itself alone. It provides shade, oxygen, fruit, and shelter for countless other living beings. Its legacy extends far beyond its lifespan, influencing the ecosystem for generations. In the same way, your growth is not just for you. The impact of your actions, words, and choices ripples outward, touching the lives of those around you. By planting yourself firmly in purpose and growing into your potential, you inspire others to do the same. Think about the legacy you want to leave behind. How will you contribute to the lives of others? What kind of shade will you offer to those who come after you? Your legacy is built not in a single moment, but in the accumulation of small acts of kindness, courage, and generosity over a lifetime. The tree does not question whether its shade is appreciated or its fruit is valued. It simply grows, giving what it has to offer. Follow this example. Grow, give, and trust that your legacy will take root in ways you may never fully see. Keep growing. Keep planting. The world needs the unique tree that only you can become. Chapter 8: The Power of Patience. The growth of a tree is a lesson in patience. It does not rush its process or force its branches to stretch too quickly. It understands that everything meaningful takes time. The same principle applies to your life. In a world driven by instant gratification, patience has become a forgotten virtue, yet it is one of the most powerful tools you can cultivate. Patience allows you to embrace the journey rather than obsess over the destination. It teaches you to value the small, incremental steps that lead to lasting growth. Just as a tree's roots take years to deepen and strengthen before it reaches its full height, your efforts require time to bear fruit. There is no shortcut to greatness. The most meaningful achievements in life are not the result of sudden bursts of effort but of consistent dedication over time. When frustration arises, and you feel like your progress is too slow, remember the quiet work happening beneath the surface. Every choice you make, every habit you build, and every effort you put forth contributes to your foundation. Just because you can't see immediate results doesn't mean growth isn't happening. A tree doesn't grow a new branch overnight, but each day it edges closer to becoming a towering masterpiece of nature. Patience also brings clarity. It allows you to step back and see the bigger picture, to understand that setbacks are temporary and that delays often serve a purpose. When you rush, you may miss the lessons and opportunities hidden within the process. Trust the timing of your life. Trust that the work you are doing now will lead to something greater than you can imagine. Chapter 9: Adaptability and Survival. A tree's survival depends on its ability to adapt. In harsh climates, trees develop thicker bark to protect themselves. In windy regions, their roots grow deeper to anchor them firmly to the ground. Some trees shed their leaves to conserve energy during winter, while others thrive in dry conditions by storing water in their trunks. Every adaptation is a response to the challenges of their environment, and it ensures their survival. You, too, must learn to adapt. Life will not always go as planned. Circumstances will change, and obstacles will arise. Your ability to respond to these changes will determine your resilience and success. Adaptability does not mean abandoning your goals or values. It means finding new ways to achieve them when the path forward becomes unclear. When challenges arise, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I adjust my approach to turn this obstacle into an opportunity? Like a tree bending in the wind, your flexibility allows you to survive and thrive in difficult conditions. Rigidity leads to breakage, but adaptability ensures endurance. Adaptation also involves letting go of what no longer works. Just as a tree sheds its leaves in autumn, you must release old habits, beliefs, or expectations that hinder your growth. This is not a sign of weakness but of wisdom. Recognize that change is not the enemy, it is the catalyst for transformation. Chapter 10: The Community of the Forest. A single tree is remarkable, but a forest is extraordinary. Trees do not grow in isolation. They form interconnected ecosystems, sharing resources, sheltering one another, and even communicating through underground networks of roots and fungi. This collaboration allows the forest to thrive as a whole, even in challenging conditions. In your life, community plays a similar role. Surrounding yourself with the right people, those who support, challenge, and inspire you, is essential for your growth. Just as trees share nutrients and protect each other from harsh winds, your community can provide the encouragement and strength you need to weather life's difficulties. But community is not just about receiving, it is also about giving. Like the tree that provides fruit, shade, and oxygen, your role in your community is to contribute your unique gifts and talents. When you give, you strengthen the bonds that connect you to others, creating a cycle of support and growth. Building a strong community requires effort and intention. Seek out relationships that uplift and align with your values. Nurture these connections by being present, kind, and dependable. At the same time, be willing to let go of relationships that drain your energy or prevent you from growing. A forest thrives because its ecosystem is balanced. Your life will thrive when your relationships are rooted in mutual respect and care. Chapter 11: The Silent Strength of Stillness. One of the most overlooked qualities of a tree is its stillness. It does not rush from one place to another, nor does it constantly move to prove its worth. It grows steadily, silently, and with purpose. In a world that values busyness and constant activity, the stillness of a tree offers a profound lesson. Stillness is not laziness or stagnation. It is the deliberate choice to pause, reflect, and conserve energy for what truly matters. In moments of stillness, you gain clarity about your path, your purpose, and your priorities. This clarity allows you to act with greater intention and focus when the time comes. Consider the power of taking a step back. When life feels overwhelming, stillness allows you to recalibrate. It is in these quiet moments that creativity flows, solutions emerge, and inner strength is renewed. Just as a tree does not panic in the face of a storm, stillness helps you approach challenges with calmness and confidence. Practicing stillness can take many forms: meditation, spending time in nature, journaling, or simply sitting in silence. The goal is to create space for growth, much like the open canopy of a forest lets sunlight reach the forest floor. In that space, you can rediscover your purpose and recharge your energy for the journey ahead. Chapter 12: The Endless Journey of Growth. A tree never stops growing. Even in its later years, it continues to stretch its branches, deepen its roots, and contribute to the ecosystem around it. Growth is not a destination, it is a lifelong journey. In the same way, your personal growth is never truly complete. There is always more to learn, more to experience, and more ways to contribute to the world. Each stage of your life brings new challenges and opportunities, and each one is a chance to become a better, wiser, and stronger version of yourself. The key to continuous growth is curiosity. Stay curious about the world, about yourself, and about the possibilities that lie ahead. Embrace the mindset of a lifelong learner, always seeking knowledge and wisdom. Celebrate your progress, but never become complacent. The moment you stop striving for growth is the moment you stop truly living. Growth also requires humility. A tree does not boast about its height or compare itself to others in the forest. It simply grows according to its own nature and potential. Similarly, focus on your journey rather than comparing yourself to others. Your growth is unique, and it is shaped by your experiences, challenges, and dreams. The journey of growth is not always easy, but it is always worth it. With each step forward, you become more rooted in your purpose, more adaptable in the face of change, and more capable of leaving a lasting legacy. So keep growing. Keep reaching. And remember, you are a tree, and the world needs your strength, your shade, and your light. Chapter 13: The Art of Balance. Every tree, no matter how mighty, exists in a delicate balance with its surroundings. It must take from the soil, but not so much that it depletes the nutrients for future growth. It must stretch toward the sun, but not grow so tall that its trunk can no longer support its height. It must drink from the rain but store water sparingly for times of drought. In this balance lies the secret to a tree's longevity and success, and it holds a profound lesson for your life. Balance is about managing the interplay between growth and rest, ambition and contentment, giving and receiving. Too much focus on one side of the spectrum leads to burnout, stagnation, or instability. You must learn to nurture every aspect of your life, your work, relationships, health, and passions, without neglecting any one part. Start by identifying areas where you feel unbalanced. Are you pushing yourself too hard without taking time to recharge? Are you giving endlessly to others without allowing yourself the space to receive support? Like a tree that adjusts its branches to avoid overcrowding, you must constantly evaluate and adjust to maintain harmony. Balance does not mean doing everything equally at all times. It means prioritizing what matters most in the moment and being flexible enough to shift your focus when circumstances change. Just as the seasons bring different needs for a tree, growth in spring, fruit in summer, shedding in autumn, you must adapt your priorities to the rhythms of your life. When you achieve balance, you create a foundation of stability that allows you to grow with confidence. Like a tree swaying gracefully in the wind, you will find that balance does not mean rigidity but rather the ability to adapt while staying rooted in your purpose. Chapter 14: The Hidden Power of Perseverance. A tree does not give up when the rain doesn't fall, when the winds howl, or when the ground turns hard. It endures. It finds ways to survive, to keep growing even when the conditions seem impossible. This perseverance is not just a survival mechanism, it is the essence of its strength. In your own life, perseverance is the key to overcoming challenges and achieving your goals. It is the ability to keep moving forward even when progress feels slow or setbacks seem insurmountable. It is the voice that says, "Keep going," when everything else tells you to stop. Perseverance is not about never failing, it's about never giving up. Failure is a natural part of growth. Every tree loses branches to storms or struggles to find sunlight, but it does not abandon its mission to grow. Each failure teaches it how to adapt and become stronger. Likewise, each time you persevere through a difficulty, you gain the resilience and wisdom needed to face the next challenge. To cultivate perseverance, focus on your why. Remind yourself of the purpose behind your efforts and the vision you are working toward. Break your goals into manageable steps and celebrate the small victories along the way. Understand that progress is not always linear. Sometimes, the path forward requires detours or periods of rest. Remember, growth is not a race. The tallest trees do not grow overnight. They grow steadily, year after year, weathering storms and droughts along the way. Perseverance is not about speed but about endurance. Trust that your efforts, no matter how small, are building the foundation for something extraordinary. Chapter 15: The Wisdom of Letting Go. One of the most striking lessons a tree offers is the ability to let go. In autumn, it releases its leaves without resistance, trusting that new growth will come in the spring. This act of letting go is not a loss but a preparation for renewal, a way to conserve energy and make room for the future. In your life, letting go is equally important. Holding on to old grudges, unhelpful habits, or outdated beliefs can weigh you down and prevent you from moving forward. Letting go is not about giving up. It is about recognizing when something no longer serves your growth and having the courage to release it. Letting go can be challenging. It often involves facing fears of the unknown or feelings of attachment to the past. But just as a tree does not mourn the loss of its leaves, you must learn to see letting go as a natural and necessary part of your journey. Each time you release something that no longer aligns with your purpose, you create space for something new and meaningful to take its place. Practice letting go by reflecting on areas of your life where you feel stuck or weighed down. Ask yourself, what am I holding onto out of fear or habit? What would happen if I let this go? Often, the act of release brings a sense of freedom and lightness, allowing you to focus your energy on what truly matters. Letting go is not an end, it is a beginning. It is the first step in the cycle of growth, a reminder that every loss carries the seeds of new possibilities. Chapter 16: The Beauty of Contribution. A tree does not grow for itself alone. It provides shade to travelers, food to animals, and oxygen to the planet. Its fallen leaves enrich the soil, and its roots prevent erosion. Even in death, a tree continues to give, returning to the earth and nurturing new life. Your life, too, is most meaningful when it is lived in service to others. Contribution is not just about grand gestures or monumental achievements. It is about the small, everyday actions that make a difference. A kind word, a thoughtful gesture, a helping hand, these are the fruits of your growth that nourish those around you. Consider the ways in which you can contribute to your family, friends, community, and the world. What unique gifts and talents do you have to offer? Contribution is not about sacrifice, it is about sharing your abundance. When you give from a place of purpose and gratitude, you create a ripple effect that spreads far beyond what you can see. Contribution also nurtures your own growth. Just as a tree thrives in the symbiotic relationships of a forest, you grow when you connect with others and give of yourself. Contribution fosters a sense of belonging, purpose, and fulfillment that cannot be achieved through self-centered pursuits alone. Ask yourself, how can I give back? How can I use my growth to uplift and inspire others? The beauty of contribution lies in its simplicity. Like a tree offering shade or fruit, you do not need to change the world to make a meaningful impact. You simply need to give what you have, where you are. Keep planting yourself in the soil of purpose, resilience, and contribution. The tree you are becoming is a gift to the world, and its growth has no limits. Chapter 17: Standing Tall in Your Truth. A tree stands tall not by pretending to be something it's not but by embracing its unique nature. Each tree is different, some are wide and strong, others are tall and slender, yet all contribute in their own way. You, too, have a unique path and purpose. Standing tall means embracing your authentic self and living in alignment with your values and truth. This requires courage. Just as a tree stands firm against the wind, standing tall in your truth means facing judgment, criticism, or fear without wavering. It means making choices that reflect who you truly are, not who the world expects you to be. When you live authentically, you create a life of meaning and integrity, one rooted in purpose and guided by the light of your aspirations. Chapter 18: Your Legacy in the Forest. As your tree grows, it becomes part of a greater forest. The choices you make, the lessons you learn, and the ways you contribute leave an impact on those who come after you. Your growth is not just for you, it creates a ripple effect that inspires and uplifts others. A legacy is not built in a single act, but in the small, consistent ways you show up every day. Live in a way that reflects the values and purpose you've cultivated. Be the tree that offers shade to those in need, the one that stands strong as an example of resilience and growth. Conclusion: plant yourself. You are a tree, and your journey is your own. Plant yourself in rich soil, your values, purpose, and passion. Grow with patience and perseverance. Adapt to the winds of change, let go of what no longer serves you, and stand tall in your truth. Life is not a race to the tallest height, but a journey of steady, intentional growth. Trust in the process. Trust in your ability to weather the storms and bask in the sunlight. And most importantly, trust in your potential to become something extraordinary. Plant yourself, grow, and let your life be the mighty tree the world needs. Thanks for listening, and please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and also click the small bell icon to receive a notification every time a new free audiobook has arrived. Thanks again.